countering climate change was central to former President Joe Biden's administration. But under President Donald Trump, the United States is going in a different direction.
Today, I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
When a president declares a national emergency, he has more executive authority to get things done, including deregulating industries to drill for oil and gas. On Friday, Trump added a geopolitical factor by saying that lowering oil prices is the key to ending the war in Ukraine.
OPEC ought to get on the ball and they ought to drop the price of oil, and that war will stop right away.
Analysts are skeptical that Trump's demands and policies will significantly impact oil prices.
You have to think about things like oil supply being driven by international, demand and other things that are going to be quite separate from a lot of the different kinds of policies that President Trump may be thinking of that could, around the margins, affect oil and gas exploration and extraction.
Analysts say low prices would also hurt Trump donors, the American fossil fuel industry. Renewable energy advocates point out that U.S. oil and gas is already at peak production.
And so if this is an emergency, why aren't we looking at all available resources, particularly the ones that are demonstrating real value on the grid, right? Why aren't we using all tools in the toolbox?
Trump, who has repeatedly called climate change a hoax, wants to slam the brakes on efforts to boost U.S. electric vehicles by rolling back tax credits for EV purchases and manufacturing that Congress passed during Biden's term.
We will revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers.
But he will need congressional approval for such a move. Analysts say it's counterproductive to Trump's own stated goals of competing with China, who is already the world's largest producer of EVs.
There's a consensus among the academia that EV is the way to go. EV is the way to address our environmental concern. There's no turning back on the EV development.
Trump's Inauguration Day actions also included an order to withdraw the U.S. from international climate commitments.
The next item, sir, is a letter that will be transmitted to the United Nations explaining that we are withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty.
The U.S. is currently producing more oil and gas than any country at any time in history. Meanwhile, even as it keeps much of its fossil fuel production, China is the leading manufacturer of solar panels and wind turbines globally. It is also the planet's biggest climate polluter. Patsy, Widakuswara, VOA News, Washington.